up? I think it's working. What's up, guys? Good morning. It's Sunday. All right. Let me turn the auto chat reader on. I got a speaker up here too, so it's going to sound a little different. Hopefully a little bit better than before. Let's see. Make sure the chat is actually running. There's all these different programs. Ibrahim, what's up? I got the honey. I got my jar of honey out. As soon as I read that comment, I ran over to the cupboard and got some. So we'll see how I fare after a spoonful of honey. I forgot I had this. I bought this in California at a farmer's market. So yeah, that tasted really good with the coffee.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let me see. Trying to pull up my screens here. That's good. That's looking good. Let's come over here. So we're gonna draw this. I was trying to figure out what to draw today, and I spent a lot of time trying to figure that out. Good morning.
Good morning, Brad. How's the coffee this morning?
Good. It's even better with some honey. Let's see.
Ha ha ha, good for you, pro.
That's awesome. Let's see. So what are you guys up to on this Sunday? Well, evening for most of you. For me, it's early morning. It's like 9 o'clock. I still got to get warmed up. Got to get warmed up. Got to get the muscles kicking. Let's see. Man. Yeah, I spent like an hour trying to find references to draw. And I finally just came across an old reference that I saved a long time ago, and I haven't drawn it yet. So, and it's a little pouty kid. And I don't usually draw kids, so I think it'll be a good exercise for me as well. And where is she at? There she is. So there's the pouty little girl. I love the little pigtails. It's so cute.
Any warm-up practice today before you start?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go right into it. Do you guys want to do circles? A little boring 5 minutes of circles. Oh yeah, and then also I'm using the Loomis method to help guide me and to just like a refresher, because I know the proportions of a kid's head is way different from an adult, so I couldn't remember exactly. And yeah, it's pretty amazing. It looks like the halfway point is just at the brow line.
I was just watching you on 𝔻𝕗𝕗𝕗. Great video.
Oh, 𝔻𝕗𝕗𝕗, nice. Yeah, that was Christian Knee's podcast, 𝔻𝕗𝕗𝕗 podcast. Yeah, it's really fun. He's a cool dude. Let's see. So yeah, there's so many different proportions to think about. It looks like the thirds of the face, you can just forget about it when you're talking about kids, right? So the halfway mark, according to Loomis, is about halfway. The halfway mark is about the brow. And looks like the eyes, he's going through the bottom portion of the eye to the bottom of the nose. Those are looks like pretty much equal parts. And then down to the bottom of the mouth, then to the chin. So there's like four rows basically from the brow down to the chin. It's pretty funny. So on our girl here that we're going to draw, I'm going to try to locate the halfway mark between her chin and her head. Just by looking at her, I think the brow is actually lower, and that might be because of her head tilt. She's looking down. She's sticking her lip out. It's really freaking cute. So that's gonna be fun to do. Let's see. Yeah, 𝔻𝕗𝕗𝕗 podcast. That's a really cool. Let me get his channel address here. Christian Knee. You can find him on Instagram as well. Let's see. There he is. So I took a spoonful of this honey, which I haven't had in a long time, and I'm waiting for the kick. I'm waiting for the magic to happen. Let's see. So here's the. Oops, that's not it. That's almost gave the wrong address again. Oh, weird. Let me go over to the About page. I don't know. I don't see it. Oh, here we go. Let's go over here. There it is. I'm still waking up, guys. I'm still waking up. Let's see. Paste. I had a good night's sleep last night. Finally. The night before was rough. But anyway. So here's the 𝔸𝕗𝕗𝕐 podcast.
https://www.youtube.com/c/Christiani TV.
There you go. Christian Knee TV. And he's got, I think he just had somebody from Watts. Yeah, he had Eric Gist on last. Podcast number 26. Then he had Zach Retz, number 25.
Wake up faster.
Morgan Weisling. Nice, I didn't see that one. That's number 24. And then number 23 is my head on my body in his van doing a podcast. Cool. Let's see. So that was a
Good morning.
Good.
Sunrise.
Wake up faster. Yeah, she spins. What's up? Tim, good morning? Yeah, let's see what this sugar does. Hopefully I don't crash. The problem with sugar is like you get the upswing and then the downswing right behind it. That's no fun. Let's see. Let me pull that off. I got the Loomis thing up here. So I like the Loomis as a kind of like a reference to start from, because then I remembered how after seeing the Loomis diagram here, then I was like, oh yeah, the kids' heads are like they're so big at the top. So I gotta remember that. Let me pull this one. We'll keep this up just as a little guide. And I'll put it right there. And I'm gonna move our reference down a little bit. There we go. And of course there we go. I'm picky. I gotta make sure everything's lined up right. So I don't know. I think I'll just go ahead and start with it rather than hitting warm-ups and stuff. So I got the auto chat up. If it gets too busy, then I'll turn it off. Maybe I'll turn the audio off on my side for now, and maybe like in 10 minutes. Then I don't know. I'm trying to decide. Because yesterday it was getting kind of busy, so I like turned it off for a little bit and turned it back on. But I like hearing your guys' voices. Makes me feel like you're in the room. So I think I'll just leave it, and I'll just draw. This is a practice for me, guys. I haven't done a kid in a long time, so there's a lot of probability that I'll hit the curb. So I'll make a lot of mistakes. So I'm gonna start off with just a basic circle for her very large
Hello, everyone.
cranium. Hello, good morning. Happy Sunday. It's really cold here still. You can barely see that, huh? Yeah. Just drawing the circle really, really lightly. And so I'm gonna use my pencil and thumb technique, trying to find the measurement. I'm gonna look from the chin to her brow, and then I'm gonna compare that to the top of the head. So basically I want to see, I can tell it's not halfway right off the bat. Yeah, it's pretty far up. Wow. So I'm gonna look for the halfway mark on her face, which is somewhere on her forehead, and try to locate that, because that's going to be a good reference point for me. So here's her head, and I can visualize this circle through her face, and her chin is probably like right down here. And I'm going to going to do the kind of like overall head shape. I think that's my best bet, especially when I run into like really interesting poses or perspectives, or in this case, proportions are way different than I'm used to. I'm just going to go and work on the overall head shape, which has really, really, what do you call it, like full cheeks. So now I'm going to take a measurement of the width of her head and compare it to the length. So I'm going to make sure I'm getting in the ballpark of her head shape. I'm going to skip the ear and just go right to the beginning of the ear, basically where the cheeks are. Turn it upside down. I don't know, this is rough. It might be about right there. It's kind of hard to tell. So I might have her head a little too wide. So let's trim that up just slightly. And again, I'm using a smooth newsprint, which is a really good medium for practice, especially because it allows you to erase. It's very forgiving, especially with
I am attending my 4th session.
What's up? Who is that? I can't see my chat right now. I can hear you, but I can't see it. It comes to about right here. So I'm just trying to find the relationship between the width and the height. Let me see. Man, is it really that narrow compared to what I have? Let me double check. I want to go through the cranium above the ears and compare that to the length.
Not able to hear you.
You can't hear me. How about now? Can you hear me now? Can anybody hear me? So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to trim this up just a little bit. Slice that off. Trying to get this basic head. Oh my gosh. Let's see. So let me know if you can't hear me, if we need to turn up the volume. Let's see. So it's right
I
up.
can.
Oh, okay, good.
Loud and clear.
Good. So that's almost where her hairline is. So she has like the sweep of hair that comes down here. So I'm going to leave that for a mark. And then, man, is it still that wide? See, these proportions are throwing me off because they're so different from what I'm used to. So this is a really good practice. So I'm shaving a little bit more off. So it looks like I got this really big round shape. Kind of comes all the way through. So you can look for rhythms, even though we're not going to be using Reilly rhythms as such, but you can see this nice cheek rhythm kind of coming down through the entire portrait. You can use that. You definitely want to keep everything round and soft on this portrait. She really doesn't have, even the cast shadow doesn't look very harsh. I'm glad there's some sort of...
Also loud and clear.
Nice. Thank you.
Yes, we hear you clearly.
I love the voices. I like how it changes the voice for each person a little bit. That's cool. All right, so there's that. Her chin is a little bit offset. You can see it's like moved in a little bit. Let me look for the center line of the face. Or actually, let's look for the brow. So basic Loomis, right? Look for the cross of the face. So let's look for the brow. And so I'm going to measure from the chin to the brow. And then it looks like it's right about the hairline is about the halfway. So halfway. So it looks like to me, if I've made the hairline right here, the brow is going to be somewhere in the halfway mark. And I can't believe, it's hard to fathom that the brow would be that low. But let's try it out, because the tendency is to stretch things out and make it more adult. And I know like the kid's face is, you can see in the diagram that it's really almost like squished underneath the big round cranium. So it might actually be about right there. And it's just hard for my brain to understand that. So I have to let go of what I know, because what I know is wrong now. Because mostly what I know is like adults. So I gotta like let go of some of that and look at our actual model. So I'm gonna leave her brow on this line. So now I'm gonna look for the cross of the face. And it looks like it comes down right about there. So that's the center line.
Hey Brad, thanks for all the interesting different types of faces.
Hey.
Will you ever do portrait from unusual angles? That might be nice to see.
Oh yeah, I got a bunch in the reference. We definitely gotta get to those. Like I did one the other day for my own like practice. It was so extreme. It was so hard. So yeah, it was a really good practice. It was like she was like turning and twisting and looking this way. So you're like looking up, and then all these overlapping forms of the features. And it was like, yeah, all the Loomis and all the Reilly methods almost just went out the window. It's like no way I had to just go by shape recognition pretty much. So those are really good practices for sure. We'll get into those, and that'll be really fun. So I'm looking at that little bit of that core shadow right there.
I have closed and joined in again. Audio is clear now, smiling face.
Nice. Let's see. So let's do the arc of the brow. And I'm going to do the overall head, everything basically. I'm going to do actually I have to design this sweater a little bit. I think the point would be about right here. And let's try to make it look a little stylized. Maybe it's like really bunched up.
Hello, baby's cool.
What's up? Let's see. Murali Sketch, what's up? Tim, how's it going? Horick, nice to see you guys. Starred, Roderick, nice. All kinds of Ibrahim, he's the one. Yeah, you're the one that gave me told me to take some honey, which actually tastes so good. It tasted amazing. I don't usually, actually I try not to take sugar in the morning. I stick with like high protein stuff, so like eggs and bacon.
I always mess up the center line with this pose. Is there a way to find the center line with comparative measurement?
Yeah, you can take, that's a great question, Art Bender. So you can take a measurement from, let's say, the center line that you think you have and to the outside edge of the cheek, and you can compare that to the other side and eyeball the extra distance. Or you can do like this measurement and then compare it to the length of the face. You can do this side, basic comparative measuring. So in this case, it looks like the center line to the outside cheek is about the same distance from the brow to the chin. I can check my work right now and do that same measurement from the center line to the outside cheek, and then compare that to the length. And it looks like I might, oh, let me move my thumb a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty close. So in this case, it looks like this distance is equal to this one. So you can do stuff like that to help you find that center line, the distance on each side, and the correct placement. Let's see. So I'm going to come over here and kind of design this sweatshirt a little bit more. I like how it has this little fold right here and then sweeps over. And then tucks in and then wraps. I'm just going to make it kind of wrap all the way over. That's cool. Just something simple. And I think what I'm going to do, I was trying to think of how to vignette it. And that just means like how to kind of finish the drawing off, like how to design the whole thing. I think if I put like some sort of background, almost like there's a windowsill behind her, and this is all like kind of blacked out, I think that would look kind of cool.
Can you do a short video or demonstration on how you sharpen your pencils?
Yeah, I should, huh? I haven't done one in a long time. In fact, that was one of the first videos I did way back when. I'm gonna do overall like circle for that pigtail. I think that's what you call it. This one's kind of a little bit bigger and more of an oval. I'm gonna just use that as a reference for right now. I'll just go ahead and draw it. And I like how this hair just like kind of curls over. And the background's gonna be really dark, so it's really gonna pop a little bit, that blonde hair. At least that's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. Turn this over. Maybe put a little flyaways or something. So there's the overall design that I'm thinking about. A little rough sample. Okay, so her ears. Let's place in the ears.
The pencil sharpening video is how I found your channel a few weeks back. Lol.
Oh my gosh.
It has over 5 million views.
It's weird, right? That was like one of the first videos I made, and years ago. I think it was like 2014, maybe. It's crazy to think about that. And I was so nervous because I didn't want to be on camera. And I was even nervous, like, I remember, I think I might have had a drink. I don't remember. It's been a long time, but I do remember that I was really nervous, and I was just like, I'm just gonna make a video, I don't care, I'm just gonna make one. And then I didn't plan it out, and I just started sharpening the pencil and talking about it, and I posted it, and it was nothing, because I just started YouTube, so it was like 5 views or something, which 3 were probably me watching it over and over. And then I don't know I don't know what happened. I remember
I would like TTO watch your approach when drawing a comic book character.
Oh
Good
yeah.
Vibes, good vibes.
Yeah, that's how. And I remember.
Holy water helps to take a poop.
What? I remember when it reached like 100,000. Somebody told me. Somebody at work said they saw my video and it was like 100,000. I was like, "What are you talking about? That's not my video." And I don't know. I don't know why it did that. Why YouTube decided to make that video. I feel like YouTube algorithm did that. I don't know. It's such a, it's just, I don't know. I shouldn't like, I'm trying not to, what do you call it? Talk down about myself. But I was really surprised by that video, and I don't know why it's doing 5 million views. It's really strange. Maybe it's like an ASMR kind of thing. I don't know. Or just funny to see some dude so into a pencil. That's probably more like it. Oh, I think I remember what happened too. YouTube changed the, because it used to say that it was a educational video. That's how I listed it. And I swear to you, I didn't change it. I didn't change the settings. And then years later, like when it was already like a million, and I looked at the settings, I was playing around with the settings, and it was as entertainment, a comedy. That's what it was. It was like comedy entertainment. And I was like, I didn't put this as comedy, so I think YouTube changed it.
UWU.
Let's see. So got a little bit of a cheek over here. This kind of zygomatic arch, if you will, but it's more like baby fat, right? So it's kind of overlapping a little bit. And then her cheek is so round, it comes down. I'm trying to keep that roundness, and it comes up into like this chin. She's freaking cute, this little kid. And then it comes around to the other side. You can see this cheek kind of bulge out right here. I want to show those forms overlapping each other. It's really going to add a little extra to the drawing, especially since we have to kind of rely on some line work because the shadows are so soft. And it's really going to get kind of interesting when we get into the eyes. Let's see. because her eyes, deep set and kind of a shadow. Actually, I need to bring her hair up a little higher. This is fine, right? If you need to erase right here, that's fine, because we're going to put that dark background in, and all your erasing all those marks, mistakes you made are going to be lost into the dark background anyway, so that's kind of a benefit. Let's see. Yeah, I just need to bring that.
Are you using charcoal?
I'm using a Conte pencil. This is a just your basic. This one's 𝔻𝕉𝕐𝕐 1710B. It's a really standard kind of a Conte. Sometimes I use this one. It's a little bit smaller in grip size. It's a Wolf's Carbon 4B. Those two seem to be about the same, comparable to each other as far as like the value that it puts down. I really like using this paper, the smooth newsprint, along with the Conte pencils.
What is the method of measurement in Russian academic drawing?
That's a great question. I don't know. I do a master studies off of like a Russian, like old Russian art from like the imperial, whatever they call it, the school and stuff. But yeah, I don't know what they use.
I'm using 𝗕𝗿𝗱. That's what I call standard rolling on the floor laughing.
Nice. Does anybody know what the Russian Academy, like what kind of a system they work on? I imagine it's like a lot of anatomy, because they look like they know what they're doing with anatomy, that's for sure. And it seems like they like to focus on like one, like they'll do a figure, right? Like head to toe. And it looks like they focus in on one area of the body, depending on what the artist wants, I guess. And then they'll like bring it to a high render in certain area, and then the other places are kind of, I don't know, less information, which looks really, really cool.
I just can't hold my pencil like that, loudly crying.
Aww. Let's see. Mr. Sanson, why don't...
It still baffles me when I see artists like 𝔻𝕗𝕐𝕐 picking out what to show. It feels like it's not always drawing what's there, but it really helps the art pop. Like the cheek overlap right now.
Yeah, the cheek overlap, the little stuff. Picking out, let's see. Yeah, it's not always drawing what's there. Stan, he was one of my first teachers, so he.
There's a streamlined video on Russian drawing.
Oh yeah, what's the link? I would like to check that out. But at 𝔻𝕗𝕐𝕐𝕐, it's a combination of what you know and what you see, and that combination really gives you a lot of tools to work with, a lot of power, because you can decide to deviate from what you see and then use what you know and design something much, much cooler than what you actually see. So it's like, I think that's why that school is really good for concept artists.
Their light is drawn by white, not erased. Light and dark very strong.
And it looks like, I think her nose, the bottom of her nose is the halfway mark from the brow to the chin. So that goes along, does that go along with the Loomis? Let me check. Yeah, it looks like the Loomis. So the Loomis diagram, the nose is sitting about halfway between the brow and the chin on the child. So that's what we have here, so that's what I see. So there we have a combination of what we know and what we see, and they match up, so that's kind of cool. So I'll put the nose right about there. And I'm going to block it in at first. So I'm looking for they call it the keystone shape, or you can call it the glabella. It's really tiny because she's really tiny, but it's like this little wedge shape, this little shape right between the eyes. And then we'll come down and draw in a basic block shape of her nose. A lot of times when I'm drawing what I see, I'll block things in. It helps me to find the position of it. And if I'm drawing what I know, then I'm using a lot of rhythms to help lock everything together. So it's a big combination of the things. And it's really hard to piece out when I'm using one or the other. It's like in my brain, I'm not even thinking about it at this point. So I try to explain it as I do it. Like which method I'm using. Am I drawing what I know? Am I drawing like a rhythm? Am I using anatomy? So you see how I just sketched in her nose, just a very basic block shape first, and I went in with the rhythm. So I guess you can say that's like more like a Reilly thing.
So how do you know what to pick for it to work? What is your thought process? You know her cheeks are an important part of the photo, so you want to make them more pronounced.
That's true. Yeah, definitely. In this case, I'm sort of just working it out as I go in real time. So I don't know. I'm trying to block things in first and get a basic rundown of the shapes and position, and then I'm going to decide what is important in the drawing for me for this piece. But right now I'm just trying to get the lay of the landscape basically, and there's a lot of things I need to change still, so it's kind of early to decide, I think, what the overall vision is going to be for this drawing, I guess. Sometimes I know right away what it's going to look like in my brain. In this case, I'm kind of like waiting to see. I have this idea of a black background to push forward the blonde hair and stuff, like a nice overall vignette. But yeah, this is going to be an adventure to see what is up. I think I made this side way too big, so now I need to kind of move this line in a little bit. I'm trying to make her face wider, that's on like accident. It's like I can tell my brain is fighting this a little bit because the proportions are so different. So as I was putting this cast shadow indication over here, I noticed that this distance was way off, and it probably still is, but you know, if I can get a good drawing out of this, if the drawing itself looks good without you guys seeing without somebody seeing the reference, then we'll call it a success. But if I'm doing like a commission work on this one, I would have to like really think about the exact position of everything. So I'm kind of like gonna just deviate a little bit from the reference and just kind of have fun. I just want to have a little bit of fun in exploring how to draw a child's face. It's been a long time. I can't remember the last time. I don't even know if I drew one last year. If I did, it was like early in the year. So I am just kind of walking around this thing, trying to get the overall shapes and placement. And her mouth is so cute. You can see like this kind of like shadow rhythm that runs up and over through the lip and then down into the cheek over here. It's really soft. Let me place in her hair. So her hair is like right here. It's really fine, really light. I just want to get some indication of that.
You spotting the tiny distance measure, Mrs. Crazy, precise like a Dr. Long.
Let's see. This comes over, some hair. Very wispy. Okay, now let's go back into this cheek rhythm. Let's see. Precise like a doctor. That's funny. Precise like a doctor. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about, I do have a doctorate degree, but I don't. I never did surgery, that's for sure. Well, yeah, kind of. Let's see. Let's come back over here. Okay, so I'm working this shadow shape, trying to make it really soft. So like yesterday we did that dude with the hair. Where is he? Oh, he's over there somewhere. But we did the drawing we did yesterday was like way more had way more freedom in the shadow shapes because it was a guy, and he had a beard, and he had all this like strong shadows and light hitting his face. So we had a lot more an easy go at it compared to this with these soft shadows. But okay.
You have a doctorate degree. What's your specialization?
Pharmacy. So I got a pharmacist. I'm a pharmacist. I'm supposed to be studying for the Texas Pharmacy Board right now, but I'm putting it off.
I recommend that her next drawing be a Da Vinci painting.
A Da Vinci? Where's the corner of the mouth? Like one of the figures? Yeah, I like his. Is he the one that did the like heavy on the dissections, or was that Michelangelo, or both? I don't remember. Well, I think Da Vinci does dissection, right? So I'm being really gentle, trying to think about the corner of the mouth. And it's so tiny, I should probably zoom in. I should wear my glasses. What's wrong with me? I keep forgetting. There we go. Keep forgetting my glasses, guys. Let's see. So the bottom lip, very protruded, very brown. Has like this split in the middle. And she's kind of pursed. Her lips are kind of pursed right here. Oh man, it's just so tiny. It's like, it's so hard. Let's see. One little like change is a big change. Gosh, let's see. I'll try to get the plane change to show up a little bit. I'm just going to put value all over in it, because we're going to come in. Actually, let me finish the contour of the upper lip. This feels like surgery right here. High concentration. I wonder what it's like to like do actual surgery on people. It must be nerve-wracking. Is there any doctors in the house, like surgeons? I'm just gonna do the cast shadow under the nose while I'm here, because I'm trying to get that upper lip to look like it's what do you call it, like pursed, like going forward a little bit, like she's pouting. So I'm going to use that.
When you pick your reference picture, do you realize beforehand what's going to be a problematic part to draw?
Yes, yeah, the great question, and that's, yeah, exactly. So a lot of it's like, oh, ooh, that's going to be hard. Ooh, that's going to be a challenge.
Are you a fine artist?
I guess so. I think that's what you would call it. I'm not sure what that term really means, but I don't know. 'Cause I do like abstract stuff too sometimes, depending on how I feel. But mostly I like to draw like realistic stuff. I like landscape. And portrait is my favorite of all time. Just drawing people is really interesting. Her little nose, man, is so tiny. Probably made it smaller.
You sold your notorious big piece. Did you have copyrights issue?
Let's see. For what? Oh, copyright issue? No, I didn't. So far, so good. One time I got a I got a copyright issue off of a Loomis video, actually. I made a Loomis video, and in the thumbnail I used the cover of the book, right? The thing was, but I pulled that from public, what do they call it, public domain, because the book was so old it was actually in the public domain. But some book company had bought the rights, and I didn't know about that. So they sent me a
You're
cease and
right,
desist.
portrait painting is a big challenge.
Yeah, they sent me a cease and desist letter. So I was just like, okay. So then I just took the video down, and there was no problem. And then I changed the thumbnail to not have the cover that looked like their book. And then after that, there was no problem. So I don't know what their issue was, like, because I had a link. I told them in the email, like, hey, I can promote your book if you let me, keep the video up. But they never responded. Typical, like, corporate, by the book kind of a thing, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna leave this area. I'll come back and work on it some more. I'm gonna kind of work on this chin down here a little bit. Let's get some of these lines a little darker. I noticed I was going a little heavy into the rendering already, into the lips. I don't want to do that just yet because I might have to change stuff. But I just want to get that overall shape, overall block shape. And it looks like interesting how her eyebrow comes down and then curves over. And this one, not so much. Let's see, very fine eyebrows. And then let's do the rhythm for
Laughing face. Hi all. This picture is great. Laughing face. Perhaps one day there will be a book written by you.
What's
Is
up?
that why you stopped the Loomis playlist study? Oh my, new.
Let's see. Is that why you stopped the Loomis playlist study? Probably. That was a long time ago. I forgot about that. Yeah, I was doing Loomis every week for a while. I think I called it Loomis Monday until he stopped.
She looks like a Jewish Padawan. Jewish.
Let's see. Let's come over here. I'm gonna try to sketch in her eye as best I can. It's pretty wide. So that's the.
𝗕𝗿𝗱.
Yeah, she does look like a Padawan from Star Wars. Let's see. Iris. So her eyes are gonna be bigger, right? Because the proportions of kids. Let's come over here to the other side. So using the rhythms, I mean, I guess you can call that's like a Reilly rhythm, but it's really just going from side to side. Man, this is like nerve-wracking. And it's so soft, the lighting is so like diffused, and the shadows, it's really hard to see. Let's do a little like indication of the lower eyelids. And she does have a tear trough groove, that's interesting. Definitely doesn't have a mid-cheek
I
furrow.
like the Loomis plates videos. Really useful if you haven't watched yet. The Loomis books are like draw a circle, now draw the face.
Yeah, that's true.
Seeing how they are constructed was very helpful. Jewish Padawan, lol.
That's true. They trying to, like, when you first get the art book, the Loomis book, you might be a little like, okay, like a little bit overwhelmed. Okay, draw a circle, and then okay, I'm supposed to have a face, and 2 steps later. But yeah, it's a little bit of a learning curve trying to remember his, what do you call it, his method, his formula for the face, like the thirds, basically just remembering the thirds of the face starting at the hairline and then down to the nose, and then down to the hairline, to the brow, to the bottom of the nose and bottom of the chin for adults, right? And then just trying to remember that, and then measuring, like if you're drawing from a reference, then looking for the relationship between those 3 measurements of the face. So you have the brow, center line, you have the hairline, bottom of the nose, and then bottom of the chin, And Loomis, he starts off in the book and he talks about these being 3 equal parts. So this distance and this distance and this distance, in the Loomis book, he has them as 3 equal distances. And then you have this top area for the rest of the skull.
The Loomis study.
But,
you can.
But oftentimes those thirds are like, they deviate from being equal to each other. They're like one will be longer than the other, and that's where the person's likeness will likely come from, is those deviations from the formula. So he's giving you the formula, and I feel like from that you can build a structure of a head from memory, from imagination, and then when you're drawing from like real life, you have some place to start from, and then you can change, you know, the distance between those. You can change the formula a little bit based off of the person that you're drawing. So in that way, I think it's a really beneficial book to start with. But sometimes it helps to have like a demonstration of somebody actually doing it. So that's how I felt when I went to art school at 𝔻𝕉𝕒𝕒𝕐𝕗. It was like I finally got to see just how the hell you're supposed to study this stuff. Because I have the books, but it's like, now what? Like I don't understand at the time, like what to do. So seeing somebody use it, like seeing a teacher use it in a class.
The real info on Loomis' book are on the text. Believe it or not. Talking about overwhelmed, I started drawing just a few weeks ago. First thing I tried was Bradwynn's constructive anatomy.
No, that one's rough. The thing about the Bradwynn, I think, because I was in the same boat when I first started trying to like, that was I think that was like the only book that I could get when I was a kid, was a Bradwynn, and it just devastated me. It's like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. I kind of understood the blocks for the body part, but the drawings were terrible. I don't know, I didn't like them. They just looked clunky. And it turned out, I don't know if this is true, maybe you guys know, I heard that the Bradwynn book, the drawings were actually done by students. It wasn't his stuff. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's true. So I heard it was like almost like class notes, like shorthand. So it wasn't intended to be in an art book someday. It was actually just like somebody's class notes. That's what I heard. So I don't know if that's true. I should probably look that up and find out. But somebody told me that, and it made sense because I was like, oh, okay. Because it does look like somebody's like class notes, like really quick, and it was done really fast, and it's just almost like a little personal notation for some student. But yeah, I don't know if that's true. So don't go around quoting me, telling people that I said that the Bradwynn books were meant to be some students' notes, but that's what I heard. I don't know, maybe you guys know. Does anybody know? But I had a hard time with that book, man.
No, I think it was his stuff, but it was what he drew on a board with chalk during his lectures.
Oh, okay.
And they read through them in a book.
Yeah, that makes sense. But that book was, yeah, like I said, it was hard to not, because you have to see somebody do it. It's like, it helps so much. Like if you just get a book and you're like trapped on an island, like I just watched a movie the other night, and this girl, she's trapped on an island, and I don't know, some like plane crash or something, sort of like Castaway, and she's being chased by the monster and stuff. But anyway, she finds a book, right? And I was like, oh, that'd be, yeah. So if you're like an art student and you find or you're trapped on an island and you find a book and it's an art book on how to draw, and you're trying to learn from it, oh man, that's gonna be hard, because you don't. Maybe if you read it, like you said, because I don't think I read art books. Like they always have like a paragraph describing what's going on the page, and I think I just skip it. Maybe if I actually just read the directions, huh? I don't read directions. That's terrible. I'm a terrible, terrible teacher. Don't do what I do. read the art books.
What about Frazetta? How the hell do we study that?
Oh yeah, yeah. The Frazetta is interesting too, because his anatomy, he designs based. So like he knows a lot of anatomy as far as I can tell, right? But I think what he does is he's trying to make, he's more interested in making a cool looking drawing than trying to make something that's like, what do you call it, academic, I guess.
But what I had to recommend are Robert Beverly Hale's lectures. They're on YouTube in awful quality, but they're really good, and they taught me a lot about human anatomy.
Oh, cool. Who was that? That was Robert Beverly Hale's lectures. Robert Beverly Hales. That sounds really familiar. I'm gonna look him up real quick. I think I've seen his stuff. What? No, I don't think I've seen that. Is that like, what is that, 1950s or something? It's like black and white. I've never seen this before. This is cool. Dang. That's cool. Alright, I'll check them out for sure. I'm going to save this. Let's see. I'll come over here. Here's the... oh, I better turn that off. It's going to make a lot of crazy... So here's the link to the YouTube search for him. He's got all kinds of crazy videos, it looks like, from... Dude, when was this done? Part 10 of Artistic Anatomy series by Robert Beverly Hale. It doesn't say what year it was done. It's black and white, and it's really grainy, and he's holding like a long like stick, like a pointer stick. Is he drawing with that? Let's see. Does he have something on the end of that stick? Yeah, he is. He's drawing with it. Oh my gosh, that would be so hard. So he has like this really long stick with some sort of charcoal on the tip of it, and he's drawing on a giant board behind him. God, that would be crazy. So you can imagine like doing that. The drawings aren't going to be like really clean and perfect like you would put in an art book. It'd be more like just a quick discussion kind of a thing, right? Like shorthand, maybe, like just overall. Yeah, that he's like drawing like this with a long ass stick. That's crazy. All right, let me turn the chat back on. Yeah, I'm gonna check him out for sure. Let me turn it off. Okay, good. Thanks for sharing that. I've never seen that. Horik, thank you. That's cool. All right, let's get back to this little girl. I'm also like, I'm reworking the area, and you can see I've been having this issue this past week of not following my own method of drawing, where I do the lay-in and then do the shadow mapping. I'm sort of just jumping ahead all the way into like...
Yeah, I heard that too about Frazetta.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm just jumping all over the place, so sorry about that, but that's just the way it goes. That's the way it's my brain's working lately. So I ain't gonna fight it. It's probably related to the not sleeping very much either. But I'm tired of... Oh yeah, so right here you can see the hair kind of comes off of the head and goes into that hair. What do you call it? The little twist tie, or I don't know. I don't have kids. I don't know what this is called.
But what he draws is still awesome, even when drawing it with a stick. Also, I believe those lectures were released in late 80s or early 90s, but they got to be way older.
Yeah, they look so crazy old. I can't wait to watch it. I'm going to watch it today. Oh my gosh. I'm really excited. Thanks, Horik. I really appreciate that. Yeah. His name is, what is it again? Robert Beverly Hale. Interesting. Does he have books as well? Does anybody know if he has books? Let's see. So I'm going to squint down at the reference to see the shadow pattern and kind of try to get the overall outline of the shadowing. And she's got that really large forehead, She's almost got like what we call in my family the Wiggins head, because there's a branch of our family that they all have this really large kind of forehead.
Hi, the little girl is angry. 𝔻𝕠𝕥𝕥𝕥𝕣𝕒 beautiful.
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
What's up? 𝔸𝕟𝕐𝕥𝕥𝕥, what's up? Let's see. Hey, what's up, Mr. Smith? What are you doing? What time is it there? So it's 10 o'clock here, so it's probably 8 o'clock there. Do you have a 9 o'clock class today? Or at 10 o'clock? You going to training? Today's Sunday, so you're not, I don't know if you're teaching today. Mr. Smith is Matt Smith. He's my my teacher, my jiu-jitsu teacher.
Looks good. 8 a.m.
Ah,
It's Sunday.
you're up early on Sunday. I'm trying to decide how much of this ear I want to show. Sometimes you get that far side ear and you just decide to.
He has books, yes. Drawing lessons from the great masters, and I think he translated, not sure, Artistic Anatomy by Paul Richer.
Cool.
Need to rest. Got mangled last week.
Did you? Do you like your voice? You like your sweet voice? You're a English female. Let's see. Let's come over here. Get a little bit more of that chin, like she's tucked in under. There's so many like little minor things to think about on this portrait. Can even put a little bit of an indication of that nasal labial fold. Certainly won't push it very hard on her. The really full face. Little furrow in the brow right here.
That is kinda sexy. The voice I mean.
Yeah. You like that voice. I should put you on Mark. He has like a nice voice. Let me see if I can change him. I'm gonna change your voice. Control panel, voice. How about here? Let's try Mark. Let's see what
His
Mark.
sense of humor is awesome. BTW. Like he pointed out a part of the arm where doctors measure pulse to check whether you are alive. He then tries it and stops and looks like he couldn't measure it. GTG make breakfast.
That's cool. So we have like this big circle right here for the forehead on one side, the eminence on the forehead, the frontal
Robot
eminence.
vice.
And then I gotta make sure that I do that very subtly.
I think it's the first live session I get to see from you.
Really?
As usual, fascinating. Thanks man for sharing your talent.
Hey, thanks for coming and watching. Vanya, what's up? Gotta go make breakfast. All right, I'll see you. Thanks for stopping in, Professor Matt. Yeah, miss him. I miss all my friends. Let's see. All right, let's think about this ear. All right, I like how that ear is kind of going that way. And then this one, I'm going to change the top because I want kind of matching up with the curling over, like coming at an angle a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, now I'm excited about the watching those videos of Mr. 𝔻𝕐𝕥𝕥𝕥. He sounds funny. Somebody asked me yesterday what my ultimate goal is, and man, I was thinking about that all day. Like, it was a good question. It kind of hit me because the main goal I've been so focused on lately, especially the last 2 months, is pay the rent. So that is the goal. to pay the rent, buy the food, and be able to survive. But my ultimate goal, like, you know, I think I lost sight of it, but
I know, understand.
I think I want to open up an art school someday, and maybe start off, instead of just opening up an art school, maybe I'll start off just, so I can probably find a place and just start like a live drawing session, open drawing kind of format, and then let that grow into something else later.
What kind of pencil are you using? It
This
seems like a fairly bold lead. Do you start with harder lead and get bolder as you go?
Yeah, this is a Conte pencil. It's a 𝔸𝕗𝕐𝕗, and it's very versatile. It's like I can do very light lines. I can go really dark if I want to. So it's such a great tool. And this paper, it's
Great
really
dream man, starstruck.
it's really a combination of the two, the smooth newsprint and this Conte pencil. I really love it, especially for like exercises like this, where you're not really, you're just kind of drawing for the garbage. That's what I call it, or other people call it. I think I learned that from, I think that was Robert Watts, Jeff Watts' dad. I think he used to talk about that, drawing for the garbage. Basically, it's practice, so that's why I use it. Let's see, let's look at the top of her head. I'm gonna put a little kind of details a little bit. Actually, this is in shadow, huh? If I squint down, there's like a nice pocket of shadow right here. And then we can put in, kind of like what we did yesterday with the hair. Like, you want to think about the overall
Ultimate
form.
goal, be like 𝔻𝕗𝕗𝕗𝕗. Red heart, 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 hugging face, hugging face, hugging face, hugging face.
Wow.
Thanks for all the information.
Thanks,
I just
Victoria.
came across your channel the other day and have been watching nonstop.
That's so cool. Thank you. Oh, I got loved up on. Nice. Yeah, that'd be fun to like have a, I want to be really old one day and just be drawing in front of a class. I think that would be, that's probably the ultimate goal, is somehow watch other, like teach other people to draw. And I really enjoy watching people pick it up again when they haven't for so long. That's like really exciting. Like if they're like in their 60s and they haven't been drawing, they used to love it and they didn't do it until they retired, and now they're back at it, and that is so inspiring to me.
Hello again, sir, at Bradwynn Jones Camusta, slightly smiling face.
Slightly. The other one was like all hearts and smiley faces. Oh, hugs and, yeah. Christopher, what's up? Let's see. Let's come over here. Let's take a break. I'm gonna take a break and look at
The ref picture kinda
this.
looks like Drew Barrymore when she was little.
Ah,
E.T.
you're right. It does. It's like a little, yeah, you're right. That's so crazy. Yeah, I made her face a lot wider. I can see that now. It took a while for me to understand that, but I can see that I think I could fix that pretty quickly if I don't get upset, guys.
I'd like to be the guy who then releases your late life lectures for YouTube in awful quality. Can we make a deal, Brad? His newsprint paper suit for only charcoal or graphite pencils. Make your into a NFT, LOL.
The NFT thing, that's interesting because I've been told to do that, and I don't know. I kind of looked at it a little bit to see. First, it was like, what the hell is that? And then, it makes a lot of sense. But I don't know. Would you guys buy an NFT? Like a drawing I did or something? Like that liquid charcoal?
You have been a great help with my progress. 100 points, 100 points. Thank you for spreading your knowledge.
Oh, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I wouldn't be here if you guys weren't watching. So it's a symbiotic relationship between us. Let's see. But yeah, would you guys buy an NFT of I don't know, a drawing maybe I did on live stream? Because hell, if that's like another form of income I can get, maybe I should look into it. But I had a neighbor, he is heavy into Bitcoin. He actually works for the Homeland Security, and I don't know the details of that.
If it was on Solana Network.
I don't know the details of it, but he was telling me about NFTs and artwork because he knew I was an artist, and he was trying to tell me to get on it fast and see.
Hello, how are you? I would buy it.
Surfix, what's up? Free Gender was on Solana Network. All right, I'm gonna take a note of that. You guys are like, give me so many great ideas. I swear to God, live stream is great. Let's see.
I don't think NFT makes sense.
It's like somebody own. It's like
we talked about sculpting a few days ago. Do you think sculpting helps David learn more about drawing?
Sculpting is great. Yeah. Do you think sculpting helps David learn more about drawing? I don't. David who? But sculpting, yeah, that's really good to do, especially learning the forms of the face. It's like a different part of the
Bitcoin
brain.
is experiencing huge losses these days. Worried face.
Oh, is it? I haven't followed it. They'll probably kick back. I don't know. That stuff is always beyond my comprehension. It's like psychology is trying to figure out the psychology of the masses. Like, good luck.
But people buy it, so.
Yeah. It's like, just make your investment and then put it away and then wait for it to, yeah. I don't know. Don't take investment advice from artists. At least not this one. So I'm gonna do the border of this.
Nice, you have narrator with you winking face.
Yeah. Yeah, Jana, I miss, this is the robot Jana version. When Jana's here helping out, it's way better. But I went and got a little computer speaker, and it's up here right next to my head, and so it sounds better, I think. I'll have to check the stream after it's recorded, but I think it's going to sound better than off the laptop, where it's like piercing. It's like when it's off the laptop, it's like this the what do you call it? The pitch of it is so like hurts my head. But this one's nice. It's like a nice bass in it.
Hi.
Hello. How are you? Jelly.
Sound good.
What's up, Jelly? What's Jelly doing today on Sunday? Oh, she's got these cute little eyelashes too. Let's see. Oh, I gotta bring that eye over more. Way more. Let's see. Wait, maybe it needs to be bigger. The proportions of kids is really, it's really difficult. You could probably make a lot of money for doing commissions of like children, huh? Like pets and children. That's probably where the money's at.
I'm drawing actually.
Oh, good. Good. This feels like, so just me thinking about.
Well, you did a square behind her. I just came across your channel right now.
Oh, cool. Well, welcome.
I'm so bad.
So, I like the square because
amazing.
I'm trying
Slightly smiling face.
trying to vignette it a little bit. You can almost see one behind her actually in the reference, but it kind of, I don't know. I kind of want to offset the blonde in the hair and pop everything forward, but I'm just playing with the idea of doing a dark square, kind of like going right through the features.
I'm going draw too.
But I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes it looks cool and sometimes it doesn't. And if it doesn't, then all you got to do is just pull it down, and then it's just like in the full background instead of cutting through the portrait.
Pets and children. I think the money is in hentai commissions. Ha ha ha.
In the what commissions? Oh yeah, hentai. Yeah. Like turning everybody into a cartoon. Those are, I should do some of those drawings. Those are hard.
I can't believe I made it. School day was short today.
Let's see. So I'm trying to get this transition a little bit better. Let's see.
Don't Google it.
You can't believe you made it to school? It was a short day? What kind of school do you go to? Don't Google it? Pets and children, I think the money... Yeah, don't Google it. Too late. So I'm going to hit these edges a little bit harder, and then I'm going to work on the background. I'm going to put a bunch of tone into the background.
FBI. Open up. Hentai. What day is it for you guys?
It's Sunday for me. All right, so I'm going to start filling. Actually, let me go on this side. And then we'll start filling in the background and see what we got. See if we like it. So I'm going to use the side of my pencil. I don't remember who I was talking to earlier, but they were asking me about the pencil, and I was saying how versatile it is, and it's like, it's crazy because you can use this side to fill in all this value, fill in all this real estate so fast. And if you rotate it at the same time, it's going to sharpen your pencil up. Really nice. So you can just, at one point you can draw like really tight, sharp little areas. Then the next you can come into the background and just blast in all this value. And the whole time your pencil is going to stay sharp. So you don't have to take, you don't have to switch, you don't have to take time to tune it up. Just as long as you got some background to fill in, and it's just going to...
Every time I draw the eye always be different in the other side, LOL.
Yeah.
So after these years you draw, in your opinion, what is drawing? Sunday 1:15 p.m. I'm on Amazon trying to buy Conte pencils now. Can you help me?
Yeah, look for the 1710B. That's the best one. It's hard to tell because sometimes you look at the Conte pencil on Amazon and the picture they have will be different than the actual value of the pencil. So you got to double check, make sure that when you order, it's actually saying that it's a 1710B. You might, I've been having problems trying to find it correctly on Amazon lately, so I've been going to Jerry's Art-A-Rama and ordering it off of there. Even then, it's still kind of like iffy. It's like, it's hard to find these pencils right now.
I know the feeling at Jelly.
All right, so we filled in the background with like a mid value, and so this is kind of correlating with the single tonal mask that I always talk about. Usually I don't fill the face in yet. It'll be mapped out, and then I'll fill everything in like that. Let's see. So now I'm wondering if I should bring this background down. It's like my little experiment to see if I like this design or not. Let's see if I brought it down.
Yes, I do that, sir, at Bradwynn Jones sometimes at the background to sharpen my pencil, then back on the details, slightly smiling face. The secret is, cover the other eye with hair, LOL.
Yes.
Face with tears of joy.
That is the secret. That is designing a hair over the eye. Let's see. I don't know what I want to do. Should I bring it all the way down or just leave it like it's like a windowsill behind her? What do you guys think? Like, should I keep just that block behind her head, or should I extend it down to the shoulders? So down to the shoulders, or as is, like just straight across? What do you guys think? Happy Jaywalk, what's up? Thanks for coming by and checking it out on a Sunday. Oh man, let's see. So I'm gonna pull out some value in the hair up here. I kind of just blasted through.
Is Chad young or old?
Let's pull this through, and then there's a really cool highlight in the piggy tail up here. So I'm gonna put in some value, and then we can pull out some value. So it looks like I should probably save that for last. Actually, I'm gonna save that for last. I don't want to jump ahead too much. I think we'll finish this on Tuesday.
Something different.
Yeah, I think on Tuesday when we come in, I'll pull out some highlights like down here, just to show you what I'm going to do on Tuesday. And then you can see this highlighted area. So I want to get kind of like.
This is fine. Something different. So inspiring, man. I'm 18 years old artist.
Nice.
To shoulder, try making it a triangle.
Yeah.
Down to the shoulders gives a nice vignette.
Yeah, right. She's like really, she's a lot wider than she probably really is, but I can actually bring this over too. I don't know.
I like the box, it's different.
Yeah, maybe I'll decide on Tuesday, because we're doing this initial drawing today, and then we'll finish it on the next stream. But tomorrow's stream is the Patreon. So tomorrow's stream is the Wake and Draw Club, and where I give out homework assignments.
Make it like a perspective rectangle.
Yeah, that's true. So if you wanna join in on tomorrow's stream, it's on Patreon. It's $8 a month, and I give out homework every week and critiques if you need. So I'll give you my personal email, and then you can send me your drawing for that week, and I'll do a critique, kind of help you out, answer questions you might have. And that's on Patreon. That's $8, so check that out if you want. That's tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll be here again on Tuesday, same time. I'm still working on my schedule, but for sure on Tuesday I'll be streaming, and we're going to finish this girl. We're going to go darker. So right now we're in an initial stage, and then we'll go into the full value basically. Got to work on these lips a little bit. Get the planes of the face, even though she's got really soft features, being that she's a little kid. We still want to show some of that. Look at that.
Can I pay you in crypto, LOL?
Yeah. I don't have a wallet. I don't have a crypto wallet. I tried to download that thing like years ago, and I should have like stuck with
Thanks,
it.
Brad.
Hey, thank you. Free Ginger, what's up? Oh, you're the one that said crypto, huh? Nice. Ibrahim. Yeah, the honey is working pretty well, I think. I feel very talkative. I haven't crashed yet, so that's good. I was worried about a sugar rush. So far, so good. Let's see. So this cheek over here will have a little bit more value. So we got the light source hitting pretty much like right up here, right? Coming down. So this side will get a little bit more value than this side. And we're still doing that egg effect where the light is strongest on the top portion of the head. Then as you move down the form, this area is going to have a little less light in the light side, if that makes sense. So the egg effect is
Download a trust wallet. It will take 2 seconds.
like if you had an egg shape like this, and you have a, let me make sure I'm on screen.
Loomis method.
I'm going to pause this 1 second. I want to talk about the egg. It's so important. So you have the egg shape right here, and you have a light source. Let's say the light source is over here. So the egg effect is just basically the idea that the light is going to hit strongest in this region on the top, and it's going to come down to this, maybe the middle area, and it's going to be a little bit of value in the light side, and then even more at the bottom. So that's the egg effect. So in the portrait, you'll see this occurring in the light side of the face. So you can see how there's like a gradation from very bright, clean at the top, and then as it goes downwards, it gets more value, and that's called the egg effect. And they use the egg as an example underneath like a single light source. So for her, the head right here would be the top portion of the egg, and now as we move downwards, we'll get more value in the light side of the face. So you can kind of come in and you can scumble in some value into the light side. You still have the shadow and the light. It's just that the light is a little bit less strong, a little less intense as you move down the egg. So that's the egg effect I always talk about. So the egg effect. So yeah, try to remember that. It really helps with the three-dimensional look of the portraits too. So this will be really sharp and clean, especially up here in her blonde hair. And then as we move down, we'll start to pick up some value into the light side. And it's going to help pop that three-dimensional look off the page a little bit more. So let me erase all this stuff. Let me turn this back on. Look at me, I'm like all organized today. So let's go. I'm going to work on her just a little bit more. I'm going to hit the edges a little bit. Actually, I need to bring that line in. It's really wide.
She is so cute but so hard to draw loudly crying face.
Yeah, she's really hard. This is challenging. I've been picking challenging drawings lately. I think I'm bored. I think that's, somebody asked me like, what do you do when you're bored and you don't know what to draw? And I said, draw something that you normally don't draw. And and then this morning I was like having a hard time thinking about what to draw, and I was like, oh, well, I did tell that person to draw what they haven't drawn in a while, so which means it's going to be a lot harder, especially on a live stream. So
I'm so bad when it comes to eyes.
yeah, eyes are those are the hardest things to draw. I think that's why people like to draw them a lot. They're really cool shapes. So I brought her cheek, the shape of her head, in a lot more. Like I said, this paper is so forgiving. It's a smooth newsprint, and you're working with a Conte, and it can go as dark as you possibly can think of. It can go pretty black pretty quick. And also at the same time, if you keep it light like this, you can erase it pretty well. It's a very, very forgiving combination of Conte and smooth newsprint. That's why it's really fun to, I think that's why they use this for like concept design, and then they take it to the computer afterwards. So I don't know, I'm still trying to decide if I want to leave that square behind her.
Hands are harder to draw for me.
Maybe if I had done it at an angle or something. I'll probably bring it down. Let's go ahead and bring it down. So like, you just come in, let's clean that up. See, so you can like try stuff out with this medium, with this paper and this pencil. You can test your theories out, see if you like things, and you don't have to worry about it being too difficult to change it, because you do get some leeway with
What's the difference
changing.
between shape and form in your opinion?
Shape and form. Ah, man, that's a weird question. I haven't thought about it. I kind of use those interchangeably, but I guess form would be like when I think of the word form, I'm thinking of like the form shadows, and the form shadows kind of dictate, tells the viewer what the shape is that the form is sitting on. So like a form shadow on like a edge of a nose would tell you what the shape of the nose is in 3-dimensional space, but we're on a 2-dimensional like paper, so form shadows are really helpful in making a 2-dimensional thing look 3-dimensional. It's like a...
What is the best way to study anatomy?
The best way is just go for it. Just go right into it. The nice thing, if you find somebody's course or a book and it's made for artists, it's usually a little bit better because it's anatomy done by artists. Then they focus on what is most important for artists. So what
Form is describing the surface of a shape.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So like my facial anatomy drawing course, it goes into the anatomy of the muscles, which is really important because that's where the expression is. It's like the strings of the expression. And then the fat pads and ligaments, and that affects, like, you'll see those especially in the aging face. So all these things are affecting the landscape of the face, the surface anatomy of the face, the lines, the grooves, the little areas you may overlook. But if you know the anatomy, and then you can come in and look for those little nuances, and it gives you a lot of tools to like design shapes and stuff if you know the anatomy. So in that way, it's really, really important for artists because it just gives you knowledge to decide what you want to do with it. With the shape that you see, and maybe it's like a mid-tone in the cheek area. And if you didn't know the anatomy, then it'd be really hard to kind of like understand like why is it there and what is it doing, and kind of like playing around with the facial expressions and the whole language that happens with just the human expression in their face. Like you can communicate a lot in a painting just by the person's expression, the head tilt, the kind of like lifting of maybe they're disgusted, and then there's like a slight little lift of one lip, maybe a furrow, maybe like this corrugator muscles like engaged like it is on her, so she's like angry, stuff like that. So knowing those little nuances that you only find in anatomy is so helpful, because then it leaves you with a lot more freedom to decide what you want to do with that shape. You can just make it disappear, or you can even push it even further. So you can make somebody look, maybe you're drawing from a reference and they have a very neutral face, just a very neutral expression, and it's like a reference, but you really like the structure of their head or whatever. But you want to change it, so you want to make them look like they're, I don't know, like disgusted, or they're maybe shy, or a little slightly perturbed, but trying to like overcome it. So there's all these different emotions that you can utilize. You can draw into a reference drawing, and if you know the anatomy, then it's so much easier. Like you know what muscles to show, engage to get the sort of like expression that you want. So my course talks about the expressions a little bit. Mostly it just covers the facial landscape. So it talks about the muscles, the fat pad, the skull, and then it goes into the features, and then it goes into 3 long format portrait demos from start to finish, talking about how to shade a drawing, how to shade the portrait, and I even cover like the egg effect that I was talking about here earlier. So yeah, it's really, really important. And that's my pitch. It's my official pitch for the facial anatomy drawing course. Check it out. It's on sale right now, $87. It's I think it's about 14 videos, if I remember right. I don't remember. Maybe it was like 12. I can't remember. It was like, I don't know. It's a lot. It's like at least 14 hours worth of content. It's crazy. It's a huge course. But yeah, check that out. I'll stop talking about it now. Let's see. Oh yeah, Jelly, what's up? The kid looks like in the Monster University kitty. That's funny. What is the difference between form shadow and cast shadow? Yeah. See, form shadow and cast shadow. So if you have a cast shadow, then you most likely will have a form shadow. So form just means that it's on a surface of something, and that surface is blocking the light, so it's casting a shadow. So that's why it's the cast shadow. So if you have like a ball and it's going to throw a cast shadow, then there's going to be a form shadow on the surface of the ball itself. And I definitely talk about that in the course as well. Pretty heavy, actually. So important. Let's see. All right, let's go over. Let's see. So you guys want to finish this one on Tuesday, or do you want to draw something different on Tuesday? Because I am going to probably draw her tonight if you guys don't want to finish it, because this is a lot of fun. But if you guys want to hold off and draw it together on Tuesday, then I'll put it away, keep it out of my sight so I don't keep drawing it. But yeah, she's a lot of fun. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to hit these edges a little bit harder to pop her out forward a little bit. And then we're probably going to go into a really, really dark background on Tuesday. I'll probably take this to a full black background. Pull this forward. Let's see. I think the chat might be glitching, so we'll see what happens. Sometimes the chat will stop for a little bit.
Would love to see the short game of finishing it off.
Cool. All right. Let's see. Let's come down here. What time is it? So okay, so it's 10:35. It's been like an hour 35 minutes. So it's a good time to go ahead and call it for today and get on this on Tuesday. But if you want, you can, for those of you who are on the Patreon Wake and Draw Club, I'll see you tomorrow morning. We're going to work on, I think we're on the final of the 4-part drawing lessons. We're looking through one model, 4 different head tilts, different positions. So tomorrow's the final one. And tonight I'll look at your guys' drawings and critique them.
Would you do the Reilly method on figure in future?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's coming. Definitely. It's really important stuff. And so yeah, that's coming in the future. Man, her hair is so soft. It's like you don't see like a hard transition at all. It's just like,
thanks so much for your time and info.
It's really soft. You're welcome. Thanks for coming over and checking it out. Watching this dude draw. Watching somebody draw. I really appreciate it. And have a great one, guys. I'll see you on Tuesday, or maybe I'll see you tomorrow. The good thing about the Patreon right now, there's not a lot of people on it. It's like maybe, I don't know, maybe like a handful or 2. So, which is really good for you guys, because then it gives me...
every time I draw with a reference, it always looked different.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
And so there's a lot more... I'm able to give more attention to each person, so it's kind of nice. So anyway, I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
𝔻𝕍𝕐 becomes curry. I draw this a day beard man today, slightly smiling face. You finish it today, record it, and make it a tutorial for highlights and other things.
That's true. I could do that, but I'm going to use it for Tuesday. I'm going to save this girl for Tuesday, and we're going to take the background to like a total black, and then really just get into the highlights and full render of this one. I think that'd be really fun. But that's a great idea, Saman. Like record it and make like a highlight tutorial. She actually is a really good example.
The finishing touch tutorial.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe people, do you think people will watch that? Like a drawing halfway done? Like right in the middle? I don't know. Could be. Not sure. Maybe I'll do another one for hair and stuff. I've been trying to get myself to make a how to draw hair
Okay,
anyway.
smiley face. Bye.
All right. See you guys. I'll see you on Tuesday or tomorrow on Patreon. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.